electronic and print media houses in Manipur resume work, publish and broadcast news from today. Major scuffles break out between people and police. Protesters overpower police at Singtamay and Uripok. And widespread protests marked the last day of JCILPS students' wing 48-hour general strike. Good evening and welcome to Impact News. You're watching Primetime News. I'm Lightning Monica, bringing you the top stories. Electronic and print media houses in Manipur will resume publication and broadcast news from today as usual. Editors Guild Manipur and All Manipur Working Journalists Union held a meeting at Manipur Press Club and resolved to continue work as usual. The meeting discussed the public importance of the issue confronting the state as well as the inconveniences faced by the media houses in bringing out publications and news bulletin. It also decided to clarify to the general public the reason for stopping press on August 5 on front page of the local dailies as well as guidelines from JCILPS on any further bans. The meeting also appealed to all public to allow free passage to reporters and other media-related personnel to ensure publication of newspapers and broadcast of news bulletins.
Mayam puna muna sangsin ibrak pongjang ase adum sangsin biu lebak miyam gi damak tani akoi chu pau adum khomjage sarkar gi pau miyam tamjage miyam gi pau sakara tamjage ani baki oina kuna bridge oina thong sadana pau mi sin akoi dam tawjage tu ban tawri mungda pau mi sing ni hana bachak khangaba pau mi sing asina chatpa matam da apan pibi gano samban khadu lerega su gari chatpam pibiu athi wahina haibi gano akoi bu support tawbiu pau phongba changada ba sing mayam ado media house jo bungam dabadagi akoi pau phong lephi bene basi miyam anga thamjage
banju pung torok te komthok ko dorobnina akoi nungdang gi staff sing yok chalak pangam go doba aduga ayuk sung asidi ngarang di kitang hena safa vaiba dai chatok jasinda kitang free work punina akoi da pau che phongba adagi impact amasung ISTV phongbai kudong chaba ma su laigedo male aduna student swing JCILPS amasung leba mayam da I pau ga mari leina basingdi satpa kanda kitang yengbiraga car nung yengbigera adudi yegi area du tawbiraga kitang free thadok piyo aduga lambi su nakanda pulap thingjan mai mahota machi lama khakpiraga gari thauba yaba area khak thambiraga di ko I pau putok pada hena nungai gani.
Joint Committee on Inner Line Permit System JCILPS has appealed to the general public to allow free movement of editors, reporters, news cameramen and all media-related personnel, doctors, nurses and all medical-related personnel and ambulance, medical emergencies including movement of patients, fire and water and telecom services and religious occasions. The last day of the 48-hour general strike called by the JCILPS students' wing also affected life in the state. All the roads in Imphal wore a deserted look as the private as well as passengers' vehicles remained off the roads today. Widespread sit-ins and blocking of road in many areas of Imphal East and West district marked the last day of the general strike. Sit-ins were staged at Bamon Lekai Thumbutong, Bamon Lekai Thangzam Leirak, Maihobam Lampak, Wangkai Ayangpali Leima Kaithel, Kurai Thangzam Lekai, Kurai Tingambam Lekai and Kurai Togdam Lekai. Protest was also held at Kedrigao Market Shade by Athletic Brothers Association and All Manipur Minority Students Union. Brahmapur Aribam Laikai Youth Club and Women Students Social Development Organization held the protest in a unique way in support of the demand of ILPS. The protesters did not prevent the people from moving on the road and continue with the protest in a peaceful manner. Patsoi Apunba Mirabai has indefinitely boycotted Social Welfare Minister A.K. Mirabai. Mirabai of Tera Lukram and Kuraizam Lerak hung effigies of Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Minister and Social Welfare Minister A.K. Mirabai at Tera Bazaar. Speaking to Impact News, Mirabai said Minister Mirabai used commando personnel to fire tear gas cells at a group of Patsoi Apunba Mirabai yesterday when they came to submit a memorandum to her.
Soi Kendra gi oigina Maira Pabi apunba mayam na mantri gi mayumda eke Mirabai Honorable Minister gi mayumda akoi isam chamna mangonda akoi gi demand khara haijege dana sasabani adubu mana sibai thajandana akoi butiar gi asra bullet kaptana mafam marang khangdana mi kyama mathok marang khangda ge awaba piba sina maram oidana akoi mabu matam supagi oina boycott tawre akoi Soi Kendra gi Maira Pabi singna
Merapai Bisan residents of Sega Thoda Bhabok Laikai held a sit-in at Sega Road. Thumbuthong Bokul Makhong Rising Youth Club and residents of Brahmapur Nahabam held a sit-in at Old Thumbuthong and Brahmapur Nahabam Laikai. Sit-ins were also held on roadsides from Yai School to Singjamai Mathak. Even on the last day of the 48-hour general strike of the GCILPS students wing impacted the Tidim Road. Agitators blocked the entrance to an exit from the Imphal International Airport with a large pipe. They also demonstrated on the road, preventing people's movement. 2 houses were damaged when police personnel fired tear gas cells to disperse the agitators at Changangai. People alleged that police physically attacked 2 ailing persons at Gari Awang Lekai after they were called out from their houses. A large number of residents of Yai School took out a rally and stormed the house of Yai School MLA Ilangbam Chand. The protesters submitted a memorandum to the MLA. The MLA assured the protesters that assembly will be held and a new ILP bill will be passed by the House in 3 days. Later, the MLA joined the protesters and shouted slogans demanding immediate implementation of ILP in the state. Agitators burned the effigy of Chief Minister Okrami Bobi Singh and Minister A.K. Mirabai at DM College Gate, Thangmaiband. They also chanted slogans demanding resignation of ministers and MLAs. Apunba Nupilub of 7 Lekai staged a sit-in demanding implementation of ILP in the state and later cremated effigy of Chief Minister Okrami Bobi at Nagamapal Soram Leirak, Machin. The protesters shouted slogans demanding implementation of ILPS in the state and punishment to the killers of Sapam Robin Hood. Maitai Pangals took part in a protest held by Minuthong Hata Social Welfare Union. The union said they will support every step taken by the GCILPS. Apunba Nupilub of Kongpal, Noroibam and Chanam Laikai also staged sit-in at Oriental Youth Organization Community Hall, Kongpal, Iran, Pham Thong Kong. The protesters demanded action against police personnel who assaulted students as agitators. Coordinating body of ILPS Top Makha and Mayai Lekai also staged a sit-in demanding immediate release of arrested students and punishment of police personnel involved in assaulting students and civilians. They asked not to open any educational institutes until last rites of Sapam Robin Hood are performed. Protesters also burned effigies of Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Minister and T.H. Devendra in support of the 48-hour general strike called by GCILPS Students Wing. Let's take a short break. We'll be back with more news updates. Welcome back. Major scuffles broke out between police and a large number of protesters at Yumnam Lekai today. The protesters overpowered the police personnel, forcing them to retreat. Agitators caught hold of about 11 police personnel and detained them for some time. Later, a team of Imphal West Police led by additional SP Vikramjit rescued the missing personnel from a house near Yumnam Lekai, Lairembe. 3 of the police personnel sustained injuries when agitators pelted stones at them. Angry agitators today caught hold of 3 police personnel, including the OC of Singjamai, for firing mock bombs at a human chain. The incident took place between Yumnam Lekai and Chongtham Lekai when the police personnel in a rucksack gypsy hurled mock bombs while the protesters were forming a human chain. Provoked by the police action, the agitators caught hold of Singjamai OC Ingocha and 2 other personnel of Singjamai police station. However, they were allowed to go towards the bank of the Imphal River at Chongtham Lekai. Police fired tear gas shells as the confrontation heightened between the agitators and the police personnel. In the ensuing confrontation, OC Ingocha and 1 police personnel sustained injuries while the police gypsy was damaged in the stone throwing. Police reinforcements were sent in to control the situation and police spoke with the agitators to sort out the matter. However, as the talk failed to bring about a settlement, the agitated agitators chased away the police personnel. Situation became tense as police attempted to disperse a large number of ILP protesters by firing tear gas shells and mortar bombs at Singjamai Bazaar. The incident occurred when people from Singjamai Wangma Khetri Lekai were forming a human chain along a large number of protesters coming from Singjamai parking. Several protesters hurled stones and fired catapults at the police. A rucksack vehicle was also damaged. Protesters snatched 2 tear gas shells from a police personnel. Two protesters were injured and hospitalized when police fired tear gas shells to disperse protesters at Singjamai, Hong Kong today. The 2 injured have been identified as RK Dinesh, 45 years, and H. Lokeshwar, 52, of Singjamai Wangma Vaigabati Lekai. They were admitted to Jennings Hospital. Major scuffles also broke out between the protesters and security personnel at Kaisampach Junction, Wahingbam Lekai, Uripok Crossing, and Uripok Sorbonthingel. One of the scuffles took place near Uripok Sorbonthingel. Security personnel fired tear gas shells and smoke bombs to disperse the protesters. On the other hand, the protesters pelted stones and shot catapults at the police personnel. Imphal West SDPO Ghanashyam got injured as he was hit by a catapult. Later, the police fired live rounds to control the situation. Kongpal Nupi Yelhomi Kanbalob, Porongpach DC Road demonstrated at Kongpal Iranpam Bridge. The protesters demanded implementation of ILP, immediate release of arrested students, punishment of the killer of Sapam Robin Hood. They also reaffirmed to support the ongoing ILP agitations. People along Grims Road today staged sit-ins at different locations. Staff of SRL Diagnostics, Merapai of Kwai, Lalambung Makong, Takhelambam Lekai also held sit-ins. Salaitarit Apunbalo protested at Uripok Rims South Gate. Merapai of Wahingbam Lekai also held a sit-in at Wahingbam Lekai Community Hall. Members of Thangmaiban Lairen Hanjabal Lekai, Maning Singhlup, held a sit-in at Thangmaiban Lairen Hanjabal Lekai. The protesters observed a 2-minute silence as a mark of respect to Sapam Robin Hood. Protesters also prevented commuters from passing along Tidim Road from Kwakatel Bazaar to Little Flower School. Even army vehicles were prevented from passing. Later, the protesters burnt effigy of the chief minister. Sagolban Youth Development Association and Merabai members staged a sit-in near NRL Energy Station, Sagolban Bizoy Govinda. Sagolban MLA RK Imo also took part in the sit-in. Similar protest was also held at Sagolban Mabudho, Lekai and Kumbong Bazaar. Widespread sit-ins were held at Kurai under coordinating body of ILPS Kurai area. Soibam Lekai Awang Mairapaibi Chaukhat Thogat Lup Kurai Ahongai Thangjam Lekai Nupi Kanglup and Ahongai Mairapaibi Nupi Lup also held protests. Women Multi-Development Association Thangkham Lekai Tomal Maning Kongpal Lai Hidden Lamzing Mairapaibi Women Welfare Association, Kurai Mairapaibi Jingabam Lekai, Thangzam Lekai and Thingom Lerak Mairapaibi Lup, Youth Social Club, Information Kurai Ayangpali Road, Kurai Jingabam Lekai Mairapaibi Kurai Lamlong, Lining Tho Ahanba Lerak, Yaifa Lamzing Lup, Kurai Sazor Lekai and Kurai Konsam Maning Lekai Apunba Mairapaibi Lup, Friends Union Club, Kurai Hekru Makong and Kurai Putiba Women Development Committee also staged sit-in. Coordinating body of ILPS Kurai later took out a rally and stormed the house of MLA NG Bizoy at Kurai Tinset Road. The protesters submitted a memorandum to the MLA through the PO and marched towards Lamlong Bazaar and formed human chain. Later, they also submitted a memorandum containing to MLA Y Rabot. Widespread sit-ins were also witnessed along the Imphal Moray Road today at Singjamai Waikhom Lekai Mairapaibi Lub, WAC, WVSAD, Assam Lekai and Chanampukri Mapal Mairapaibi's held protest. Sit-ins were also staged at Singjamai Oinam Thingel by Akhoigi Club volunteers, Oinam Thingel, Mayengbam Lekai and volunteers of New Age Club at Kakwa Assam Lekai Community Hall. A sit-in was staged at Assam Lekai, Sorokhaibam Lekai and Harangoithong area Mairapaibis, Basikong Panthoibi Mairapaibis. Later, a human chain was formed from Lilong Bridge till Singjamai and shouted slogans demanding ILPS and punishment to the killer of Robin Hood. While the people are actively involved in the ILPS stir, a man allegedly tried to kidnap a girl. The incident occurred today around 12 noon at Basikong Kongba Irong. The accused is identified as Sandam Dayananda, 28 years, son of Amusana from Kiamgai Meai Lekai. He was caught by the locals while trying to kidnap the girl. He was handed over to GCILPS Students Wing.
마하고 파는 하는 것이 거의 제시 RPS 중에 마케팅이 아kan mon kanen tawi 제시 RPS student 중에 라카기 미신나 그 등이 품 아니다 아다다 그러다 거의 제시 RPS 중에 거의 라카기 미는 지나고니 아두가 마시금마 도도치 아무 하나 matungda tawduna ba akoi jesi RPS samadi ariba student swinga ariba bamsa sigi manu family singa pun wakan tangan matungda akoi mununda akoi jesi RPS swinga.
On the other hand, co-convener of GCILPS Students Wing Johnson Nomaithem expressed apprehension that the government is trying to present the agitation in bad light by creating problems during the agitation.
Local MLA singa natragana Manipur government gi new singina ongan dum koi agenting thado kan da akoina sathari ba yelhomi kam na ba tangjali ba khongjang sibo lana mayon na mo on na ba silla bra si JCLP ne student wing na singna da ngamde asigum thodok sing asi matung tholak na ba local lekai club ki amadi Mairapai gi mai bill singna ban sawali ba sing asibu mayon som biu.
In Thangmaiban, a large number of protesters scuffled with police personnel, forcing the latter to resort to fire tear gas shells and smoke bombs to disperse the crowd. Residents of Hizam Lekai, Diwan Lekai, Lorong Purel Lekai and other neighboring localities took to the street. A tussle broke out between the protesters and the security personnel. Police fired tear gas shells, smoke bombs and rubber bullets to control the protesters. The protesters also cremated the effigy of Chief Minister. Residents of Tentha Khongbal in Thoubal district also staged a sit-in and blocked the road at Tentha Khongbal. Thoubal District United Women's Development Organization Thoubal IMA organized the protest. Apun Banupil Lub of Sayang and Sapam Lekai jointly took out a protest rally demanding implementation of ILP system in the state. The protesters marched towards Sagolban Road shouting slogans. Later, a large number of protesters along Sagolban Road joined the rally and headed towards Wahingbam Lekai and Kesampat. Residents of Sagolban Maino Leirak blocked the road, demanding implementation of ILPS system in the state and punishment to the killer of Robin Hood. On the other hand, protesters in Norimthong cremated the effigy of Chief Minister and later threw it to the Nambul River. People also blocked roads at Wahingbam Lekai and Sagolban area using tree trunks and burning tires during the general strike called by the JCILPS Students Wing demanding implementation of inner line permit and punishment to those involved in Robin Hood's killing. Protesters also shouted slogans against the government. Passengers who arrived this morning and stuck at Imphal International Airport were safely escorted by a team of police from airport to Kesampat this evening around 6. The team of Manipur police who escorted the passenger fired tear gas shells to disperse the Bandh supporters. People of Konthausam have not been receiving PDS items for the last 3 months. Konthausam Kendra Youth Congress Committee has demanded immediate clarification on the matter from the district supply officer concerned and local MLA. President of the KKYCC, Wangkhem Jayanta, said even though PDS items are regularly available in other constituencies, the people of Konthausam constituency are not receiving them since May. He said the non-availability of PDS items when floods have destroyed crops and agricultural products have compounded the problems.
अखोई कोदम केंद्र की प्रजासिंगदा पीडीएस की पोलम सिंग असि हौखिबा मेदगिना होजि अगस्त फावो फंगदन लेरिबा अतोप केंद्र मयामना फंगिबसि कमायना मांगिनो अदि करम लंबीदे चटखिबनो कनानो हुगिबनो हाबसि चपचाबा सेंतोनबिदंता अखोई मरी लेनबा डिपार्टमेंट डिस्ट्रिक्ट सप्लाई ऑफिसर इम्फाल वेस्ट अमदी कोंग केंद्र की असेंबली सिगी एमएलए बिरिबा असिना अनिसिना व्हाइट पेपर मो लोइना अथु मतंद सेंतोकपिरो हाय मणिपुर गे निसिंग इचाउ नंगलिबसिदा अखोई कोंग केंद्र सु यामना चौबा अखोई इसिंग इचाउनो मायोंगनदना लौ न चिंगबा अखोई फार्म न चिंगबा मयाम अमांग ता थोनग्रे केंद्र की एमएलए सिना लाआगा करिगुम येंजनदना अदि करिगुम तेंगबांग म पीबगी मौंगसु लेते.
Before we end, a quick look at the headlines once again. Electronic and print media houses in Manipur resume work, publish and broadcast news from today. Major scuffles break out between people and police. Protesters overpower police at Yumnam Lekai. And widespread protests mark the last day of JCILPS Students Wing 48-hour general strike.